Hi, I'm Cyndi Zacheis Souder, and I'm presenting my quilt, Power Suited Him. I created this quilt as my entry into the Power Suits Art Quilt Challenge that was created by Judy Gula, my friend and colleague, and me when I was offered a bunch of outdated tailor's swatches. This quilt is made completely of either shirting and suiting swatches from a tailor or clothing that has been worn in some sort of a power suit scenario. The blue background is from a shirt that was worn in a finance office by one of my family members. This was the first idea I had for this quilt, the third idea, the fifth idea, and the last idea. I tried very hard not to make this quilt because in my head it looked like it would be really hard to execute. And so, to create this, I used lots of fusible and I used lots of invisible thread. I started with Lenny Levinson Weiner's book on photo-inspired art quilts, which is a fabulous resource. And then I just used everything that had been in my head, every bit of art training, every toolbox class that I've ever taken, everything I've ever learned, and I think we as quilters all do that. And so, I created this picture of my father. This is my first portrait that I have executed, and I wanted to do him because he struck me as a perfect opportunity for power suits. He was a good match for power suits. He was never in a suit, actually. This is the only time I've ever seen him in a suit, was in this photograph. I like working from photographs that I own, so there are no copyright issues, and so I own this photograph. And so I created this to pay tribute to him. We used his photo as our logo challenge. It appeared on everything from the call for entries to the do not touch the quilts signs on the walls. And so it was odd watching this come together, watching different parts of his face appear on my design wall as I created the quilt. It was kind of bizarre, but gratifying. I was terrified when I began it, and at the end, really, really happy that it seemed to work out. Just a little bit about my father. Cecil Carey Zacheis was a study in contrasts. He was the only child of farmers who owned a tomato cannery. He went to college. He was the first generation in our family to attend college, even though he did not finish. He was an electrician and a photographer, which is kind of a contrast. Longtime president of the local school board and of the volunteer fire company. And he died in 1971. So it's kind of odd to have him with us. Thank you.